In this video, we'll talk about Python variables. So what are variables? So basically in every programming language, the concept is same. Variables are used to store data. So there could be different types of data and we need something to, store the data, and that thing is variables. So let me just give you an example first and then we'll understand it in detail. So let's say here I type a equals to 10 and then I type b equals to 20. So here a and b are two variables to which I am assigning values 10 and 20 respectively. So this is the value or the data that I want to store. Where I am storing it? It is being stored in this a variable. And then again, this is the data 20. Where it is being stored? It is being stored in this variable b. This is how you can, write or define variables in Python. So in other programming languages, often we need to use data types or we need to use some specific commands to, declare and define values to the variables. But in Python, it is quite simple. All we need to use is an equal to sign to just assign a value to a variable. And we can again give any name to a variable. This is just for example purpose. So what is the purpose of variable? That is clear. Now we can use these variables to further perform various calculations in our programming logic. So here I have typed two variables a and b. So the type of these variables is basically numerical. You can see these are integer values, but I can also create variables of other data types, like let's say numerical data types, let's say with decimals 10.45, and then I can type string literals as well, like let's say my name Gurmeet Singh, and then anything else. You can type different types of literals into variables and assign. But there are also things you just can't type anything. You just can't give any name to variable, although you can give, but there are some specific rules that you have to follow to give names to the variables. So before that, let's run an example. And here in this case, I am just assigning these four values to these four different variables a, b, c and d, and then let's just print one by one each of these variables. Print a, b, c and d. Let me just rename each of these: b, c and then d. Let me just run this one, and you can see these variables are being printed 10, 20, 10.5. So basically the variable names are itself not printed, rather the values that are stored in it or the data that is referred to it is being printed on the screen, as you can see. We can also perform calculations on these variables, like let's say I want to plus or add a and b, and then I can simply print a plus b, and you can see the value is 30 because 10 plus 20 equals 30. Similarly, I can create a new variable, let's say e, and then I can add the logic like add a plus b and then subtract c from it. I can do like that and then print the value of e. Let's see what it's come. You can see it is 19.55. Similarly, you can do any kind of programming logic with the concept of variables. So let's talk about the rules that you have to make sure before you can create variables. So first thing first, variables are case sensitive in Python. So there might be some programming languages in which variables are case insensitive. What I mean is name and name are two different variables, and again NAME is a different variable. Let's try. So here I'm giving a name, let's say Gurmeet Singh, and then I'm giving a name, let's say ABC, and then again to this I'm giving a name, let's say India. Okay, so you can see although the name is same, name and name, but the values inside is different. Also the case is different. All the letters in this variable are small. Here n is capital, and in this one all of the letters are capital, and therefore as variables in Python are case sensitive, so these are three different variables. And let me print each of these variables one by one, and you can see all of these will have different values printed as well. You can see Gurmeet Singh, ABC and India. So variables in Python are case sensitive. So this was the first rule, and the second rule is that the variable names must always start with either a alphabetical letter or underscore. So you can write like this, name, you can write like name, and then you can write underscore name. This is also a valid variable name, this is also a valid variable name, but one name is not a valid variable name. Rather, name one is a valid variable name. You can see this one is red because this is not a valid variable name. So this is right, this is right, this is also right, but this variable is not right because it starts with a number. So in Python, a variable name has always to be started with a letter or an underscore. You can't start it with a number. So these were these are the two basic rules that you always need to follow while creating variable names. So that's all about this video.